Good morning. This is Professor Anderson with a little bit of feedback for your writing assignment number 2, the technical description. So you have a very complex object that you've chosen, and you've done a great job of breaking it down into its components to describe the function of each. I want to share with you that the portions of the text are a little too wordy. Let me give you some suggestions on how to parse that down. Remember that the purpose of this assignment is to be for a non-specific audience. So it should be able to be, accessed by any and all. Let's just take a look at this first sentence here. The CPU, or central processing unit, is one of the most critical components of a computer, specifically designed as a highly sophisticated metallic chip that is responsible for delivering all the electronic signals within a computer. Whew, that's a lot of information. Let me share with you a couple of things. First, remember, sentences need to be, about a single idea. I realize you're sharing with me the single idea here is the CPU, and you want to describe as many facets of it as possible. But let's remember that this is a technical description, and we need to keep things clear, concrete, and concise. The first element I want to speak with you about is you need to reverse these two. When you're introducing an acronym, the first thing that you do is introduce the proper noun. So this would be capital C, this would be capital P, this would be capital U, and you would say the central processing unit, comma, CPU, comma. And so that eliminates this word or. That's not part of the word reduction that I was suggesting, but that's how you introduce an acronym, is you give the proper noun first, and then by comma, using a comma, you insert the acronym. So I would recommend to say the CPU, the central processing unit, CPU, is one of the most is a critical component of a computer. Period. You're just introducing that it's very important. Next statement. The metallic chip is a highly sophisticated, or the metallic chip is responsible for delivering all electronic signals within a computer. The CPU is commonly referred to as a microprocessor, as its duty is to analyze, decode, and deliver all of the instructions for this operating system. The CPUs are highly sophisticated, and I can't remember the rest of so if you wanted to include that, I would just, 3 or 4 sentences. This is what I'm talking about. This is what it looks like. This is what it does. This is why it's important. So that's the important part of an introduction, is to just give those key 4 to 5 facts. Of the product. Now, the central processing's main function is to accurately calculate basic arithmetic and logical operations that enable the computer to execute instructions and properly run any computer program. Okay, once again, the CPUs, once you introduce an acronym, then you replace the use of that proper noun with the acronym throughout the paper. So you no longer have to say processor. You simply say the CPU's main function is to calculate arithmetic and logical operations, period. This enables the computer to execute instructions and run programs properly, period. The modern CPU operates in a 3-step. What I recommend that you do is the modern CPU operates in a 3-step procedure: 1, fetch; 2, decode; 3, execute. And I would list them down in bullet points. You can still use this Roman and this standard numerals, but I would list them this way. And next to the fetch, then say the fetch is where during the fetch step, the CPU retrieves the exact instruction. So say fetch, 1, fetch, : during the fetch stage, the CPU, give that description. 2, decode, the instruction is translated. 3, so I would recommend making this a series of bullet points, bold these 3 key terms. Additionally, principal specifications. Okay, so what I don't know what you don't need to describe the the what it looks like. You need to describe what it does. So I think after here, this portion of a clock processing speed. Well, I guess I would do this also. Principal specifications of modern processors feature the CPU's clock processing speed, the number of CPU cores, and the technology of overclocking and speeding. So here's what I would do. This is a graphic. You have special information in here that you want to show and identify what each of those terms mean. Label these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then instead of saying additionally, just say this principal specifications of CPUs are colon 1, give the term of it if that's the clock CPU processing speed, and then they can correspond the 1 to down here, and then the number of CPU cores, number 2, whichever that is. I don't understand any of this. I'm pretty tech savvy with programs, but the mechanics, I don't know anything about the machines themselves or the information that goes into them. I just know how to run the programs well. So if you understand what I'm saying, is this is a graphic that could be expressed here with with more identifiable data terms and then definitions. Here we go. While you have the front and the back, that is awesome as a primary user control. Again, you need to have each one of these, break these functions down into a similar visual layout of a set of instructions. Because a technical description, you need to be able to find the answer and locate a sample. Find the answer, locate a sample, or visual. So you want to make certain that that is easily accessible. I think it would be helpful if you had arrows here to show where the information goes. And you want to take a look at these graphics. I would size them the same and put them along the same hard edge. If you have 2 here, maybe reduce these and have your hard edge of visual alignment for images here. So those are the recommendations. While you have tons of information, I think you might have too much information. Parse it down, list the information, bold the key terms, and label the definitions. Make certain that you're labeling your graphics also so that the reader or your audience who's non-specific, who's not necessarily tech savvy, is able to identify the definition, the term definition, and location of where they can find it on the object. I hope that that was helpful for you.